Okay, I mentioned it on my stream not too long ago. I wanted to kind of keep record of a lot of my thoughts and feelings towards a lot of the books I read over this year. I know this year's not over. Yes, I have two pairs of headphones. Don't at me. But I want fair warning. I will be doing spoilers for a lot of these books. I'll try and steer clear of them while we go through them, and then towards the end I will start to weasel my way into that topic. But today's topic is The Picture of Dorian Gray, or our book, I should say. I wanted to start with this one because I finished it pretty recently, unlike some that I'll probably go back to for this. But wow, it was really good. Crazy enough, it's a classic. We didn't read it in school, and I can see why. I also cannot see why. There's one murder in this book that I'm aware of that I can think of off the top of my head. Technically two. The one that I wouldn't count as the technicality is pretty gruesome and horrific to witness. I say witness as you're reading a book, but it was pretty gruesome. Um, but I wanted to do this because I feel as though a lot of people have been burned by the education system and they've been told they can't read or they didn't understand something entirely. And I just want you all to know you do understand. You can read it. Maybe you're not at the highest reading level you could be. I know I wasn't for the longest time. I still am not, in my personal opinion. But you just got to keep at it. It's definitely worth it. You'll find out a lot of people don't read, and it's impressive when people do find out you read. But that's besides the point. The point is the picture of Dorian Gray. That's what we're here to talk about. This book I do feel is kind of a soft start into philosophy through the character Lord Henry. If you've read it, you've read it. If you haven't, you haven't. Now, Lord Henry is not someone you should aspire to be, but he does bring up a lot of interesting points when it comes to talking to Dorian. Our main trio here is Basil, Dorian, and Henry, but Lord Henry typically is the devil on the shoulder for Dorian Gray. Dorian Gray finds out how beautiful of a person he is through the self-portrait that Basil paints of him. And this is the philosophical idea that I had in this, and that is the idea that, a lot of us are told we have certain aspects of ourselves that shine, right? Like, I was told I'm very good at math, but in this case, it might not be a good idea to, not a good idea, but a good comparison. Essentially, in this, Dorian is told he is a beautiful man, a charming man, a young, innocent-looking man. He can do no wrong. He doesn't believe it until he sees the self-portrait of himself. And when he finds this out, he switches. He switches up. He decides to be just this evil guy. Like, he makes... Actually, no, there's multiple deaths. I think I said murders before, but there's a few deaths. The first one is, spoiler alert, is this woman who says, she loves him and he loves her because she can play any of Shakespeare's characters up on a stage in theater. But when Dorian reciprocates his feelings for her and tells her that his friends are coming, she completely shits the bed, and it's not out of nervousness. She does it on purpose because she wants to revolt from her parents, essentially. And that is, not a good look for Dorian when he tells his friends that she can be anyone on stage, that she is going places, and he becomes embarrassed and infuriated by it, and he ends up telling her that she's shallow and that he never loved her. He just loved the idea of her, which is a topic you can always come back to, that a lot of times people have this idea of someone in their head that is perfect, and then they actually get to talk with the person, and then they're like, yeah, this is not who I thought you were, and the love kind of dwindles, right? But the girl ends up killing herself. I won't go through the whole story, but that's the first major crime Dorian has in this book, I would say. Now, legally speaking, he didn't really do anything wrong, but morally speaking, it's pretty messed up. With that in mind, her brother ends up saying, if he hurts you or if anything happens to you, I'm going to go kill him. Well, he eventually finds his way towards Dorian, and he doesn't end up killing him. Dorian gets off scot-free. He gets so many chances to get off scot-free, some that aren't even mentioned in the book because, hello, short book. And yeah, he gets off scot-free all the time, and he eventually tries to get rid of the evidence because he's like, I'm a changed man. I'm not going to be a mean guy anymore. And he just tries to destroy the painting, and it ends up coming back on him because once it's decrepit and messed up, he basically, it just all comes back on him as soon as he tries to destroy the evidence that he's been a bad person his whole life. Or most of his life. Because he's around 20 at the start of the book. Regardless. Yeah, when that girl kills herself, Dorian Gray himself, goes back, looks at the painting, and he notices the mouth has changed a little. At the start of the book, he did say that he wishes he could look like that painting forever. He becomes jealous of the painting, that it is younger than him, essentially. That it hasn't aged, and he has. But you find out that wish actually does come true, and the painting ages and he doesn't. That's the whole thing. That's the spiel of the book. But yeah, the philosophy of it, the idea that, if you know something about yourself, like you truly believe it, you might take advantage of it. You might not stay humble. Because Dorian is a very humble guy at the start. He talks with Basil because Basil is so infatuated with him that this self-portrait is his best piece of work. It is his magnum opus, his masterpiece. And he makes this masterpiece because he's so infatuated with Dorian. And Dorian doesn't really get it because he's so oblivious. He is told he is charming and beautiful, and he doesn't really get it. He doesn't believe it. Well, lo and behold, he sees the portrait and he believes it. So that always begs the question in my head, well, if I were to believe this fact about myself that I'm told, would I behave any differently? It's an interesting concept. I really enjoyed Lord Henry, and I don't think I should, but I did. I did enjoy the devil on the shoulder aspect of Lord Henry, where he's, you didn't do anything wrong, that's impossible. Someone like you couldn't have done that. Lord Henry really is the devil on the shoulder. I don't even think he means to do it sometimes, because he doesn't really understand that the reason Dorian's not aging, because he brings it up, is because it's like a magical wish, almost. But yeah, 8 minutes, woo! I don't know if I discussed everything I wanted to. This is kind of just a soft start for me, see what happens, see how I feel about it. And if I like it, I like it. If I don't, I don't. But yeah, I wanted to start with this because it's the freshest in my head. And I'll go back to some other things and talk about them, like the Count of Monte Cristo, Don Quixote. The only problem is I read those a few months ago. Don Quixote I finished recently, but I want to kind of keep record of everything, have some accountability of my reading, my thoughts, see if they change throughout the years or not. I don't know. But I figured this would be a fun way. If anyone watches this, I could get some thoughts in the comments, see what anyone thinks about it, see if I have any suggestions. I hope not. I have a lot of things on my list to read already. Also, I probably won't look like this in most of my videos. I will be not as greasy. I have the hat on because of how greasy I am. I didn't shower last night. Okay, guys, calm down. I know I'm not that bad, but yeah. Anyways, Picture of Dorian Gray, highly recommend. I think it should be a mandatory read in school. It's a shame it's not. I've heard that they're not even reading the Iliad and the Odyssey in school anymore, and that's concerning to me because I'm reading the Iliad right now for my own benefit because if you haven't heard, Christopher Nolan is making an Odyssey movie and I'm really excited for it, so I figured I would go back and read those, and man, it's way different than what the school has had us read, but uh I don't know if they could have us read that in school, but the fact that we're not even it's not even being taught in school anymore is a shame. And this is another book I think should be like mandatory because I think there's a great lesson in it. But I would rate it 9 out of 10 if we're doing reviews. I'd give it a 9 out of 10. I don't know if I can say it's a masterpiece, but it is a classic for sure. I think it should be read by everyone. It's so good. But yeah, that's it. See ya.